Hi, welcome to Walking Wilder. I'm Bart. This is the intuitive reading. So welcome in if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. On this channel we talk a lot about shadow work, a lot about past life energy, family, ancestral trauma, that type of thing. You know, how to heal those sides of ourselves. So let's see where this reading is going here. The first card I pulled was this here, which, the animal. And this gives me this feeling of something that you know on a deep, deep level. Intuitively, you resonate with an idea, a concept, a pattern, some way of being in the world, in a way that you are not really necessarily aware of all the time. Perhaps you are sometimes, but it's like, it's kind of like on a very deep level. The next card here talks about dreams. Some of you might, be working on this in your subconscious, in your dream states. It might have to do with manifesting something into your life that you are intuitively know, is for you in this lifetime. Life can be a dream come true, it says on this card. So, this is deep, on a very, very deep level. This card, evolve. It's okay to grow. So, it's kind of like there's a sense that some of you, a part of you, is really wanting to evolve. And then there's another part that's kind of like, I get this feeling, it's like, no, I'm over here in the corner, everything is peaceful. I really don't want to, be in this energy of growing, in this energy of, having to deal with all of that. There's kind of that. And you see, these cards are kind of dark, but you see how, all the hands are here. It's like, there's a part of you sitting on this bed just going like, oh, just leave me alone. And, this is your shadow, your higher self, all of that. It's like, no, we got to look at this. It's time to grow. It's time to, evolve. Underneath is this let go card, lighten your load. So there's also, this feeling of needing to let go of some patterns, of some way of being in the world that's heavy, that feels like you have to carry things, or, perhaps drag things on this, it's kind of like he's trying to drag, these pillows behind him here, which, I'm sorry for the ring light here, which, is obviously not going to be easy. So this is kind of like this internal battle of one side of you wanting to grow, instinctively knowing, yes, there's something here for me to learn about myself, about my shadows, the way I am in the world. Your dreams are telling you, and your dreams are often you communicating with your higher self, with spirit guides. And yet, it's like there's a part of you that's resisting this. So if this resonates, and if this is your reading, please give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, and perhaps write me a comment. I really appreciate that. All right, let's see what this is all about for you if this is your reading. The challenge here. Spirit, tell me about the challenge here. Nine of Pentacles. There's Ace of Cups and the Chariots. So, there's a thing of moving forward here. But again, this really feels like, on one side, there's you really wanting to work on this. And then on the other side, it's like, no, see how she's here with her Nine of Pentacles. She's all happy. She has everything she needs. She's abundant. She's grown, this little garden. She's taking care of this bird, which to me can be like, her inner child, her, the vulnerable part of her, she's content. She has everything she needs. And then, there's the chariot energy, which is like, no, your higher self going like, no, let's go on this journey. Let's look at things, from above. Let's see something new. The Ace of Cups here, see how much more, happiness we can create, how much more flow we can create if we follow this intuitive nudge on our heart chakra, I hear. So, it's kind of like there's a longing for flow in your life, for following something deep. But on the other hand, there's the part of you that's just like, no, I'm happy over here. I have already created everything I need, everything I want. So, leave me alone is what I'm hearing. All right. Talk to me a little bit more about this challenge, Spirit. Yeah, here's the devil. This is about fear or feeling stuck or, so you might have a fear of, it feels like this fear has to do with, yes, I know, that there's something calling me here, but it's like that old thing of, I know what I have, I don't know what I'm going to get, and things are, going okay here. But you see, it is the 9 of Pentacles. It's not the 10 of Pentacles, so there's still more to be had. But it's almost like with this devil energy here, you're kind of feeling like, no, I better stick with what I know. I better stick with what I have. For some of you, you might wanting to, start a new business, start a new path. And it's like, no, that's, what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't, what if I can't? What if I'm not good enough? All of those things that you, here's the 3 of Cups, that's out there, and the World. So yeah, the World card is about endings, something being completed. So, and something starting again, or, something new starting, whichever it is, a new cycle. So my feeling with this is that you are supposed to evolve at this point in your journey. This is exactly as it's supposed to be. 3 of Cups talks about new people coming into your life, new inspiration perhaps, kind of, going from being by yourself. And I'm not saying, that you don't have people in your life, but this is kind of like evolving from one to more people, in a sense, is what I'm feeling with it here. But yeah, there's some resistance here, and these cards are like in your challenge, so it's like, no, I'm kind of like, I don't know where I want to go with this. What's the supporting energy, Spirit? Oh. 9 of Wands. So, for some of you, you might have been on a journey already that really has kind of taken its toll on you. There's some of you might have been going through a dark night of the soul or some other, thing. There's been loss, I hear, of various kinds. So this fear of further, not development, that doesn't, but it's like there's this feeling of just kind of like, don't rock the boat. When things are going fine, let's not rock the boat. I think that's, what it is. But here's the Page of Cups, which, some information, some kind of guidance, something's calling you, your guides, you in your dream states. It's like there's still, there's this pull that you just cannot keep ignoring. So, with this holding on, it's like, or with this letting go, it's like they're saying, hey, you gotta set yourself free so you can grow more, so this chariot can really take effect in your life, because there is higher learning here in the sense that there's something your soul is wanting to do, some growth that you're wanting to do here. Here's the King of Wands, which to me, he is very grounded, very creative, passionate about what he's doing. There's this warm, compassionate feeling. So there might be something you want to create in the world that, is going to benefit a lot of people around you. Some kind of healing energy, and that's healing is a lot of different things, but it's like you have something to give to the world. But it kind of requires that you step out of this fear of evolving. Well, actually, I don't, know that it's the fear of evolving. It's just it's more so this fear of letting go, which is also what this card says. I'm sorry, that's my dog going crazy in here. So it's like you just, it's like you feel called, and yet it's like, no, something is just, it's difficult to let go. Here's the Five of Wands. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like this inner dialogue with yourself. It's like, should I, shouldn't I, can I do this? Do I have the knowledge? Do I have the resources? Is this even the time? Is, whatever it is you're wanting to create, it's like, oh, but that would mean, I have to leave my Nine of Pentacles, which really you don't, is the feeling I have with it. But it's like you have to be able to, not be able to, because you are able, but be willing to expand. Yeah. And that might, because it also means you kind of have to trust the world. And for some of you, that's difficult because you really have been through it. There might have been connections that have put you through it. People who have been hurtful, deception, betrayal, that type of thing. And so it's like following this path, setting yourself free from this fear, and kind of stepping out there again, in order to do whatever this healing work is, will require you to let go of some of this. It will require you to somehow become a little softer, a little more vulnerable, a little more not authentic, because I don't feel you're not authentic, but it's like you have to be willing to show it to the world. And that could be kind of scary. Maybe some of you have been judged by other people. It's like, nah, why are you working on that? Or, that's not going to, bring you what you need. But here's the Four of Wands. This is your path, your stability, your foundation, your gift to yourself and to the world. Yeah, the star is behind that, the healing. All right, what don't they see coming? What don't they see coming, Spirit, with this? Ace of Swords. There's some truth here. There's a hard truth maybe for some of you that you need to see about yourself, about someone else, about this fear, I think, in all reality. About this fear. Yeah. What about it, Spirit? Let me. Temperance. Yeah, it's kind of like, don't give it more power than what it needs to. Of course, it's good to be careful with what you're doing, making a solid plan when you're creating something. There's a lot of things that you can do, but it's also like, don't let all the what ifs stop you from bringing healing into the world, stop you from evolving. Be careful not to, to do that. Can you tell me a little bit more, Spirit? Can I know more? Strength card. Yeah, you got it. You got this. There's a lot of power here, and there's a lot of support for this. Really a lot of support. So whatever it is you're wanting to do, Spirit has your back. Yeah. This is a beautiful energy, actually. All right. Can I have a possible outcome here, Spirit? What we don't see coming? What could the outcome be of this? Two of Wands. Yeah, this is, you making the plan, looking ahead, kind of getting this feel for, okay, what's out there? How can I do this? What do I need to be aware of? That kind of energy. Yeah. Oh, this is beautiful. I love this. The white one, the white one, the wise one. See all this wisdom here. This is you, and this Seven of Swords cards, which is about deception and perhaps lies and stuff. It's like Spirit is saying, hey, no. You're going to see right through this. Yeah, you've been through it out there, with this Nine of Wands. Sure you have. But whatever you need now, you've also learned the lessons. So you're not going to be fooled again. Nobody's going to, you're not going to fall for people's, false ideas or harsh words or, you're going to kind of see people for what they are and for the role that they can play, in this. So yeah, there's a lot to be said for that. This wise one here. This is you having learned a whole lot of stuff, having a lot of strength, having a lot of inner wisdom, a lot of, for some of you, you might either be or getting close to being, this crone, wise, loving, beautiful, strong, awesome energy, this life lived experience that you're kind of like, I have something to give. I've been there. I've done that. I've battled, yeah, there's something about that. Can we have some advice, Spirit, for this? Some advice for the viewer? Two of Wands again. Make a plan and go for it. That's pretty much it. It's like, see it, look to the future, make a plan, and have a go at it. Here's the Moon. Your intuition, your inner knowing, your bridging the worlds, being grounded but connected to Spirit, following what comes up, following your dream state, daring to evolve it. Can I know a little bit more? There's a Queen of Cups. Yeah, here's the Queen of Cups. She's very intuitive. She's, of course, loving, but she's also, very kind and good to herself. So there's this feeling of needing to, do this in your way. Do this in, following your flow, following what comes up, believing, in magic, pretty much. Here's the Four of Pentacles. It's like, I kind of get the feeling with this, don't hold on so tightly, let there be flow. Let there be flow. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. It's like moving away from holding on so tightly to, your foundation, your stability, all of that. It's like Spirit is saying, hey, it's okay. It's going to be okay. You can pursue this new avenue. You can follow this dream that you have. You can follow this intuitive nuts that you have, nudging, pulling, pushing you ahead. You can follow it. It will be okay. You don't have to sit and hold on so tightly. We got you back, Yeah. See, here's the star. You reaching to Spirit, and they're like, yep. See, there's the star, there's the energy, and here's generosity. They're like, we got you back. Whatever it is you're wanting to create, they're like, yeah, we're going to be right there with you. This is your guides, this is whoever you ask for help. It's like, we got your back. You can do this. Create in the world. You came here to create. Let go of this kind of need to hold on so tightly to old patterns, to way of beings, to connections that, are kind of holding you back. Whatever it is for you, it's time to let go of some of that and follow the flow that, that comes up. Yeah. And see, here's the Ten of Pentacles. That's exactly it. You started out with the Nine of Pentacles. Here's the Ten of Pentacles. I don't know if you can... this lighting is not easy. But there's like this staircase here. This to me, it's like you reaching out to Spirit, going like, all right, so how can we work together on this? And Spirit is like, hey, we got you. You are sending, you're growing, you have gifts to share. There's things you want to do. And we're going to help you create that in the world. We're going to help you create your own abundance so that you can share it with other people. Your knowledge, your wisdom, whatever it is you have to share. So beautiful, beautiful energy. All right. Thank you so much. That's what I have for you this time. I hope it resonates, and please give it a thumbs up. Write me a message if it does. I would love, 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 love to hear from you. So thank you so much for watching. Big love.